Just give me a couple seconds and I'll be there. I always try to put this screen as well, just so people can actually kind of skip forward and not have to deal with me tagging it over on Twitter and putting it everywhere, you know? Because a lot of people actually don't watch the stream while it's happening, but they watch it afterwards. But since I don't put timestamps, it might be very cumbersome to find the exact spot of where we started and whatnot. So I try to do it this way. I'm just going to quickly share it over on Twitter and then share it over on Discord and Telegram. And then we can get started with what just happened. I also struggle with the title again, guys. You guys already know I am so bad with YouTube titles. I struggle so hard with them. And here yet again, it was not juicy, all right? It was not juicy. I struggled. But it's okay. All right, so let me quickly once more share it over on our socials. And here we shall go. Copy. Let me go to Telegram. Put it in our alert section. And let me know, guys, did you guys all get a notification just now? Yes or no? And then over in the Discords. And then we shall get started. All right, here. There we go. Paste. And here we go. Paste. There we go. All right. Have sent it in both of our Discords. Let's get started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Sure. All right. Finding the... There we go. All right. Let's put the headset on for ultimate sound quality of my own voice in my head. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another crypto live stream. So today, I don't really have a story for you guys on XRP or anything of the sort. No, I have a couple of miscellaneous pieces of crypto news that I think are interesting. Like, for example, the fact that Terra, the Swiss watchmakers, are now actually accepting crypto for their, I guess, stuff. And a couple of things in that nature, you know, not necessarily one crypto-related information, but I think it's kind of interesting. So, yeah, the most important and most prominent part, obviously, is what just happened to Luna last night. So, for me, it's about, I would say, 8 hours ago that this news came out, but of course, it was 5 a.m., so it was definitely just a zooting right there. I was sleeping like crazy, and yeah, I couldn't give you all the update. I woke up maybe 11 or so, and I thought, but I had to do some stuff, so I couldn't live stream just quite yet. But now we are here, and we shall cover exactly what has happened over the last couple of hours. And I think it's interesting, because they apparently did this because the Luna people were not too happy. And this is already something I explained to you guys before. I honestly think the whole Luna revival plan, the whole revamp and whatnot, the 2.0 version of it, is just kind of like a... It's an idea that he quickly thought out because they had to do something to keep the faith in and to keep people from selling Luna, because they want to get basically coins from the newer airdrop. And he could basically figure out as he went about what exactly to do. You know, he just had to put a couple of numbers down. All right, before we go on, guys, I want you all to comment this, and you should always do this whenever you come to the stream. Where are you watching from? We already have XP Mondog who said, good evening from Adelaide, Australia. I've never heard of that place before in my life, but fair enough. And we have, of course, Tristan Holder. Morning from Toronto, Dusty in chat. Tristan, I'm actually going to Toronto in 2 weeks, I think. Maybe. Not 1,000% sure, but I think so. In 2 weeks, I'm going to Toronto. But I will update you on that if I do go. We have Netherlands, of course. What's up, my friend? Alles lekker. We have Marian from Croatia. Keith from Texas. UK. Canada from Raigai. BPs is my boy Dusty back at it again with another banger. Let's go. Shout out from California, but living in Canada. Let's go. Nice, nice. Cape Town, South Africa, Florida. You don't know Adelaide? Adelaide? I've never heard of that, no. Belgium, United Kingdom, Bangladesh. Chennai, India. Nice, Suresh. Adelaide. No, I've never heard of that before in my life. LA, California? Like, really? Like a valley girl? Like, how? Whenever I hear California, I instantly think of that. Like, hello? I'm, like, from California. Like, really? Like, I'm a valley girl? Excuse me? Yeah, I want, like, a extra large soda. Maybe I'm, like, really stupid about it, but that's how I think of California all the time. South Africa, Eastern Washington, Indonesia. Hey, what's up? Dominican Republic. India, Montreal. All right, we got the whole world represented today again in the chat box. That's what I always like to see, you guys. You know, I always enjoy that. I always enjoy seeing people from all around the world. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So let's see. Let's discuss this Terra new amendment. All right, let's see what went on just now. We have published an amendment to Proposal 1623, which was the vote regarding the new Luna Revival Plan, for all of you that do not know. Incorporating by the community's feedback since its publication 2 days ago, which is to me rather interesting. See the details for below, and we'll check that out in just a second. There are 3 revisions including in this amendment included. So first of all, there's an increase in Genesis liquidity. So straight at the bat here, if you don't know, the Genesis liquidity is basically talking about the fact that, let's say this token goes live, right? There's an airdrop to people. How much money will be in circulation? How liquid will the supply basically be at the start? So how much can it be traded? Everything along those lines. You know, obviously as time goes on, there will be more money unlocked. There will be more money locked up in, I guess, the system. No, let me say it differently. There will be more money opened up basically to the system. But sometimes at the start, there's so little money in circulation and whatnot that it's a little bit too easy to attack, they find. So they said for pre-attack UST, or actually they call it AUST holders, post-attack Luna holders, and post-attack UST holders. Wait a minute, what is AUST? The initial liquidity parameters have been modified from 15% to 30% to increase token supply at launch and mitigate future inflationary pressures. This last part, what it refers to, we'll cover it more in depth a little bit later. But what it basically talks about is the fact that if you have like a 10% at the start and then 90% over the next 2 years, there will always be this selling pressure for the next 2 years. But we'll talk about that in just a second. Introducing a new liquidity profile for pre-attack Luna holders, wallets with less than 10,000 Luna will have the same Genesis liquidity as the above groups, i.e. 30% unlocked at launch and have the 30% at launch? Whoa. And have the remaining 70% vested over 2 years with a 6-month cliff. So they've really done a lot about the vesting schedule. And I already described to you guys, the vesting schedule was really bad. But there was something to be said about it. But we'll cover that in just a second. Introducing this new liquidity profile ensures that small Luna holders, small he says, right? Everybody with less than 10,000 Luna. Are they talking? I think they're talking about old Luna holders. Or no, or new ones. Pre-attack Luna. Oh, this is 10,000 times. This is $1 million. Small holders we're talking about, huh? Anybody with less than $1 million is a small holder, according to Do Kwon. So have the same or similar initial liquidity profiles. This would cover 99.81% of Luna wallets, while only representing about 6% of the total Luna at pre-attack snapshot. Don't you guys think this is funny? 99.81 of Luna wallets only represents 6% of the Luna supply. So it's actually really shitty. And then 3, decreasing distribution to post-attack UST holders. So in my video before, I described how UST, in this video right here, right? How UST was it this one? Yeah, I think so. How it was basically the best one to hold, and it was definitely really nice that you could better just buy UST, basically. But they've decreased that now. The allocation for post-attack UST holders has decreased from 20% to 15% to ensure the DPEG-related allocation is on par with the original stakeholder pre-attack Luna allocation. The residual 5% change from decreasing the distribution to post-attack UST holders will be allocated to the community pool, which is not something we like. Voting on proposition ends in 5 days. Please review these amendments and cast your votes. If you haven't yet, voted. If you've already voted and disagree with these revisions, please vote no. Let me actually open up, let me see if I can open up the proposal now and actually show it to you guys, or if it's still showing up a white page for me. Yeah, for some reason, guys, it keeps showing me a white page. I'm still not 1,000% sure why that's the case. Huh. Very peculiar. I'm not sure why that's the case. I'm not sure why that's happening. Mananes says, shall I move my Luna to Terra Station or not? I bought Luna through Wormhole in my MetaMask. Please help. I am confused. That is one thing I don't completely understand just quite yet. The fact that, what if you have like W Luna, for example, right? If you have Wrap Luna on Ethereum's chain, how is that supposed to work? How will they know, if you guys get my drift? Will it be claimable of sorts? Or how will they calculate that? Then again, I don't really know. Again, I don't have the answers that they have not provided, you know? PB says, mate, there's no plan. It's nothing but it's BS. At the end of the day, my friend, we can say that, but it's a plan. It is some. It is something, you know. Is it good? That I cannot say, but it is something. And base point is he needed to do something. He needed to go at least through some steps to do something for Luna because it was dying out. And apparently the burn he did not like. The burn did not work. Yada yada yada. He has to go for some. You guys are saying new. Okay, you know what? I'll open up a incognito one. Let's see if that would work. Luna. Oh no, Terra. Terra station. Let's see if a private browser would work. Absolutely not. Does not work still. It's still... Oh, yeah, well, there we go. Yeah, buddy. It works. All right, let's... Wait a minute. Guys, give me like 5 seconds to make sure I can... Okay, I'm going to put this on this screen just so I can quickly make sure I don't mess up in any way, shape, or form. Let me grab this in and let me plop this up big like this. And then change this up to there. And there we go. All right. There we go. All right. Back. Here we go. All right. So this is what the proposal looks like. This is exactly how it looks. Yeah. We can see here proposal details. Terra Builders Alliance Rebirth Terra Network. 90% of the voters have said yes. Threshold has been passed, so the vote will go through. And at the end of the day, there's only about 14% that said no as of this point. There's actually a 5% part that abstains. But there's a 99% chance that this is going to go through. A majority of people have not voted just quite yet, but you can already feel for yourself. There's a very high probability that this is going to go through. All right? There's a very, very high probability. But once more, it's very interesting to me how the majority of them have not voted, yet the number is actually at 50%. But it's going to be hard for them to actually win this with a no. Specifically after this change, I think people actually like this more. Then again, it does not really make a lot of sense because the earlier proposal was better for whales, and this one is a little bit better for smallholders. But the majority of people voting most likely are also whales, so you kind of think they turn around. But let's quickly go through this, right? This will be a living document to coordinate the network launch with the community. Details are subject to change. This document has been edited in conjunction with input from Terra Builders Alliance and has endorsement of both the TBA and TFL. Exchange integration, de-app migration, and validated guides have also been added to technical details. So this part might actually be related to the people that have their wrapped tokens, for example. I think it's somewhere down below here. Yeah, so here's the de-app migration guide, validated migration guide, exchange. No, these are not relevant. Never mind. Chain upgrade to commence in a few hours after launch Snapchat. Okay. Snapchat can change depending on development readiness. Vesting, all vesting block by block. Terra Core to have Oracle, Treasury market modules removed, no UST. Luna eligibility includes Luna, bonded Luna, unbonded Luna, and staking derivatives. So, again, this staking derivatives could mean like X Luna and stuff. I don't think anybody that has W Luna is actually going to get it. Because it talks about Luna, bonded Luna, unbonded Luna, or unbonding Luna, and staking derivatives. Theoretically speaking, W Luna is Luna, but it's on a different chain. So I'm really wondering, because it's backed up one by one, you know, that there's some party who has the new Luna for you, but I'm wondering how you're going to get it. So then maybe this new Luna, so the way I'm thinking about it, right? Let's say if you bought through Wormhole, they will basically track this and they will provide your account with an equal amount of your newer token because they will track it because they're going to be the ones to get it maybe? Or who is actually going to get it? That part I do not know. But I'm thinking the Luna Foundation most likely thought this too. They cannot let go of not giving anybody money. Dirty Tech says bonded Luna sounds like bond Luna. Will let me type this in. Just quickly looking something up. I'm just seeing how it's actually connected. Some people say you can actually send the Luna to your Terra Station wallet, the wrapped Luna that is. Is that possible? Because people say here, once you send your wrapped Luna to your Terra Station wallet, it will be Luna, not wrapped anymore. Then go to staking tab. Wrapped Luna is an Ethereum token, we understand that. Designed to represent Luna. On the blockchain, W Luna was established to enable Luna holders to trade, hold, and participate in Ethereum-based decentralized finance wraps. We understand. 1 Luna can be exchanged for 1 Wrapped Luna through W Luna Partner and vice versa. You can convert W Luna to Luna using the following steps. Create a Terra Station wallet, Terra powering the innovation of money. Or if you have a Ledger, download the Terra app from Ledger Live and connect to Terra Station online interface. There will also be a Chrome extension. After that, you'll have a Terra Station address. Visit Meth for more information. Connect your wallet, and it will display your Wrapped Luna balance. On the same line, there should be a circle with an option to send to your Terra address. Forgot what it says exactly, but if you're not sure, come back here and I'll walk you through it. You must leave a small amount for the transaction charge before sending it. Mine was like 0.0005 Luna. And it'll be Luna, not packaged. Once you have delivered it to your Terra Station wallet, then pick a validator from the staking tab. And I recently discovered a gaming center for all gamers where you can make money while having fun learning games. This is not relevant anymore because we're going to migrate. The Hubbard platform's native token is Hubcoin, whatever, right? But we get the idea. So I guess maybe just to Terra Station wallet, you can actually just easily transfer over your Wrapped Luna. Dirty Tech says, so bonded Luna sounds similar to wrapped, you mean? Yeah, but it's different, though. So, you know, I understand what you're saying, but he specifically says bonded Luna. It does not specifically say wrapped Luna. Even though it sounds kind of similar from a certain perspective. It's not, but not so weird. Chuck says, aren't the 6% who held 96% of Luna controlling the vote? It's the other way around. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. No, yeah, sure. Yeah. No. Not sure exactly what the question was, but no, not really. Will Kuku support the fork? I think every exchange will support this fork because it's kind of stupid if they wouldn't. All right, let's check it out. So, amendment number 1. If you want the before and after, this was everything beforehand. Wait a minute. Once more. Give me 1 second to change. It's raining, but I have my window open, so that's not so smart. Let me close that little bad boy. Close that bad boy up. There we go. All right. That's something you kind of forget, you know, that in some place in the world it can rain. You know, if you're not in Dubai. Rain still exists in this world. Yeah, you only see rain once a year in Dubai, so maybe forgotten a little bit, but it does exist, so you have to sometimes watch out for that. Kryptonite says, hey, yo, what's up, Dusty? What's up, my friend? So these were all the rules before. 25% community pool, 1% developers, 4% developers longer, 35% to Luna holders, basically, that were from before, 10% to new Luna, and 25% to new UST. And now they've changed it to, let's see, they have a little bit of a less easy overview. Oh, no, here's the overview. That's easier. Okay, so the amendments first. Let's take a look at this. Some details of the token allocation have been modified. Okay. To the proposal to accommodate community feedback, changes and reasoning outlined here. Proposal body has also been edited to reflect the changes in the amendment. Sure. If you have already voted and disagree with the changes, please vote no. You have 5 more days to do so. Pre-attack Luna holders distribution. For all Luna holders with a snapshot balance of less than 10,000 Luna, 30% at the start, 70% vested over 2 years thereafter with a 6-month cliff. So that changed significantly as is this section right here, right? This section was, at first, it was a 1-year cliff period. Right now they changed it to 30% Genesis. So again, they have a complete difference. At first you were going to get 0% at the start. Now you're going to get 30% at the start. And it was going to basically be, if you have less than 1 million Luna before, so, you know, they changed it up completely here. It's just not, you know, it's like a completely new plan. There's no connection to the previous plan, so to speak. Vested over 2 years afterwards with the 6-month cliff. So you're going to get 30% at the start and then 70% over the next 2 years. You don't have to wait for half a year, but you have to wait for 6 months only. And then you'll get it for the next 2 years. Okay? This is to ensure that small Luna holders, again, relatively small, have similar initial liquidity profiles. This would cover about 99.81% of Luna wallets, while only representing about 6% of the total supply, which is still really crazy to me. It's 99.8% equals 6% of the Luna. I'm going to share that on Twitter. I think that is crazy. Don't you think that is crazy, guys? They said that themselves. I would never put it like that. That's really crazy. That 99.81%. Can you guys imagine that? Then again, it's distribution rise, right? So it's like it's centralized in distribution, not necessarily in consensus. Post-attack UST holders distribution has gone from 20 to 15. This is to ensure the DPEG related allocation is on par with the original stakeholder pre-attack Luna allocation. 5% goes to community pool and increased initial float. Initial float allocation is modified from 15 to 30 to increase initial token float. I'm not sure why that's such a good thing or why they're kind of like flexing that. Let's see. So now it looks like this. Community pool 30% with no lock. Controlled by state governance, which again, once more guys, you understand this. A lot of the people who are voting, they literally control this. It's controlled by state governance. The people who basically have things to say. They can control where 30% of the money goes. 10% earmarked for developers. 10% of 30% or 10% like, is it like 3% in total? Or is it like 10% out of the whole token distribution? Also, did the amount of coins change in total? I don't think so, right? Pre-attack Luna holders get 35% now. Oh, they got that before as well. Yeah, we talked about this before. They just added a new clause for people with less than 10,000 Luna, which again is 99.6% of the holders. So, then pre-attack AUST holders. I'm not sure why they call it AUST now. Anchor, I guess, no? 500k whale cap. Covers up to 99.7% of all holders, but only 22% of AUST. Also kind of funny. 30% unlocked at the start as well, and 70% over the next 2 years thereafter with a 6-month cliff. So they're just kind of preparing us for whales to not dump on our heads, but the majority of people are just kind of like, you know, normal. They get at least some. Post-attack Luna holders, 10%. Staking derivatives included, so most likely Wrap Luna will be fine. I'm thinking already. I think it should be fine. 30% unlocked to Genesis. Wait, that's also a whole lot. That's not good. I don't like that. 70% vested over 2 years thereafter with 6-month cliff. Oh, there's a cliff though then again after that. So they're going to have a real crazy pump and dump at the start. And then 6 months there'll be like no action for the majority of this. Because they have like a really big drop at the beginning. And then for all these things there's a 6-month cliff at least. There's nothing shorter than a 6-month cliff. Before there was no cliff on all these last ones. And UST holders afterwards will get 15%, of which 30% is going to be locked at the start. So what's the conclusion right here? Well, they made a little bit of a bigger liquidity at the start. So it's going to be a lot more wow, boom factor at the get-go. And then afterwards, it'll be a little bit more quiet over the next 6 months. And then it'll be a lot more severe as well because they changed it up a little bit, right? So after 6 months, so much Luna is going to be unlocked again that there's going to be a lot of dumping at that point. Then again, the majority of old Luna whales, they're not going to have their money for like at least a year. So honestly, if you had to make a strategy, it's like just sell your Luna after the moment you get it or 11 months in. Because the big whales with more than 1 million Luna, or I guess even more than 10,000 Luna, so more than $1 million in it, they're not going to get their money until at least 1 year. And you're going to get 30% at the start and then 70% over the next 2 years after 6 months. So you have like 6 months of claiming money before the whales actually started getting it. So, yeah, it's kind of funny how that goes. Then again, there's a lot of people who get the money at the same time. The new Luna holders get it, and everybody, I guess. So, is this good? Is this bad? I personally don't think this is a good thing. I think this is like way more dumpy. The only thing which they've made nice is for the small holders with less than $1 million in previous Luna. They actually get a little bit of benefit from this. But I can't see in any way, shape, or form this as a positive manner. Just because they've added more liquidity means there's also a lot more selling pressure. At least to me, this looks like as if they just made this so that you can actually just cash out a little bit extra at the start. And we might also even say that they've changed some of these numbers up here at the bottom to make sure that people can make actually just a lot more money quickly for extra incentives for people to actually buy now. Think about it like this, guys. Think about it like this. They changed it up most likely a little bit to make it so that people actually have to just buy Luna right now because they're going to be transferred this new Luna from the get-go. And so they're not better off just kind of selling Luna right now and buying the new Luna at the start because there's going to be no liquidity, so it's going to be very cheap and easy. They made it so that you get so much Luna at the start, like 30% already, that you might or very much want to get yourself some Luna, get yourself some UST now, so they can so that you can off ramp it then and whatnot. But just to kind of get some sort of pump for Luna going further, or pump for UST as of this point. That's kind of what it reads like to me. What do you mean revamped? They changed it. So they changed the revival plan a little bit to have different tokenomics. And I was just explaining the tokenomics and why I think it's worse for almost anything. It's better, I think, for getting the Luna price up now a little bit, but it's worse for the actual new project, I personally believe. When you say get-go, from the get-go, it sounds a little bit like gecko. Fair enough. From the get-go. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Sounds a little bit like it, yeah. D. Pearson is in the chat. What's up, guys? Luna 2.0 will be a security too. Is Luna centralized? I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I'm not so sure how the validator structure looks like even for Luna. I've not really participated too much in all of this. Again, I wasn't really a big Luna fan. I was a pretty big UST fan before. And it went wrong, but that's honestly, as I've said before, because of my lack of knowledge. I never really went to dive really deep into how exactly Luna works or how UST works. And I told people as well, I just don't fully understand how it can hold up. I told, like, there was a meeting in Dubai, like a month or two ago, and I told people as well at the meeting, I don't honestly understand fully how the whole Luna UST situation can hold up forever. But since there was like so many billions of dollars locked up in it, I was like, well, it most likely is a really safe system, even though I couldn't fully grasp or understand how it could hold up in negative situations. Detrick says, Wormhole Luna, what is that and is it included as well? So Wormhole Luna is basically, Wormhole is this bridge, so to speak, right? So the W Luna is actually wrapped Luna, and it's basically so that you can use your Luna in the Ethereum ecosystem, so you can utilize DeFi basically on Ethereum rather than over only on Terra. And I'm not sure it's going to be included, we assume so, because it's a one-to-one with actual Luna. So in theory, if you have 10 wrapped Luna, you have the same equivalent to actually having 10 real Luna because you could just exchange them. Even in the Terra station, I believe you can actually do that sort of. So the only question is, does that count as old Luna? Will they know? Will they have a way to measure that? That I do not know. Because if they're going to go to the issuer of this wrapped Luna, then they need to some way, shape, or form connect it to that wallet that you had, but that's an Ethereum wallet. So then maybe in your Terra station, it can acknowledge that you had the Luna before, but honestly, I just am not 1,000% sure how it's going to be found out, which is why we're saying not sure about it. But there's a very good chance it's just going to be supported because, well, they can't leave out that many Luna holders, right? By the way, guys, if you're watching right now, make sure you press that like button on the stream. You don't have to, but we have almost 300 people watching. Let's get to at least 100 likes or so, right? Here you go. Let's so you guys can see what I'm looking at. We have about 270 people watching. We have about 86 likes or so. Let's get this up to at least 100 or 150 or something like that. Make sure you press that button. Why not, right? It doesn't hurt you, and it helps the channel out so much. You guys understand? You might call it begging. You might call it annoying. If you don't ask, sometimes you don't get. And when I'm watching a video, no, I don't always think, oh, let me press the like button or so. But when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, this might help the guy out. It helps the channel. If you enjoy it anyway, like, why not? You know, because it doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form, I don't think. So, and I think it helps the live stream perform a little bit better. That's why. Detrick says, thank you, WBC. You're the only one that had an idea of what Wormhole is, Amal. I think the majority of people know what Wormhole is or how it works. The only thing we don't know is fully how they're going to measure these things. Not sure. Terra, I'm not going to say that out loud, I guess. Ooh. Unless other chains, e.g. BNB, Poly, etc., buy them out. I think Do Kwon has the devs by the balls since they staked most of their funds in the treasury. So it's in the best interest of the devs to continue to move on with Luna 2.0. Well, Luna 2.0 there's a difference between the validators and the developers. From a developer perspective, it is really nice to get Luna 2.0 because you're getting a fresh grant and a lot of money to transfer over. And all these other projects as well are offering crazy amounts of money, but you kind of let them bid up to one another. So you can actually sometimes get on top with $100,000 or so. And for some projects, it might be a lot of money. For some projects, it's nothing, but you guys get the drift, right? Then again, for validators, it's a 50-50. You know, they've been delegated a lot of Luna. And at the end of the day, it might be so that they're just moving in the best interest of Do Kwon, because why would they not, right? If they stay onto the current chain, there might be nothing coming next. And right now they're making good chunks of money, I guess. And they were doing fine, and they were fine with the system, but they don't really have a reason to say no to Do Kwon, who's basically funding them. So from the validator perspective, the majority of them are going to vote yes logically because, well, they have no other plan. And you're going to basically go along with your founder, your CEO, whatnot, because otherwise you wouldn't have become a validator anyway if you don't believe in the guy and the idea and whatnot. After they told me he was involved, wait a minute. After they told me he was involved with the Canada exchange, the guy died in India thing, I don't know. You mean the Quadriga CX, the exchange? Yeah, that's still a sketchy thing. Bernard, you copied somebody else's name, or that's actually your name as well? Bernard Arnold. Dusty, how high do you think Luna price may jump before the 27th? Your prediction, please. So I don't have any prediction, honestly, because it's just a meme coin. It's like a 50-50. Just throw up a coin like this, and you'll see what happens. I explained before why there's a good chance that it could pump, because people will want to buy into this one. But there's also a logical understanding that if the price does pump, it's most likely manipulation meant to make you kind of FOMO into it. Because at the end of the day, the whole new Luna situation is not going to have anything really too crazy with it. If you guys get what I mean? Like the new Luna, there's not really any good purpose I can think of as to why you might want to have that, really. So if the price does go up, the reason I'm thinking it's manipulation is so you shouldn't buy into it or anything like that. You should actually sell that most likely, is because it's most likely going to be some bigger whales who are playing a game, right? Think about it. Why would the new Luna have any value whatsoever? What's going to be on there that's going to make people excited? The fact there's no more UST, the fact that you let UST die, the fact they dumped on us like crazy, the price dropped, and then they make something new and so on. There's nothing to a revival plan that makes sense. So, once more, Luna is absolutely garbage as of this point. The only thing is, can we make money off of this? Honestly, that's my only thing here. And so, the reason you guys are at these videos right now is to kind of talk about what's trending in the crypto space and how we can potentially spot what the next move is going to be to potentially get an edge on the competition and get some juicy money from it, or to see where our money is going to go. Because a lot of you guys had Luna before. I had some Luna before. I have Luna now. What's going to happen to us? What money are we going to get? Should we sell it instantly? Should we wait for it? And that's why these tokenomics changes matter a lot. Because right now, as it currently stands, you're going to get 30% from the new coin at the start. And very often, it's a very smart idea to sell the moment you get it. Because the initial point, a lot of people will be excited for it. Then again, I've never had a drop like this, never had an airdrop like this, where there's a chain swap, and it's just because it completely died. Most of the times because they want to innovate and they need better capacities. For example, going from the Ethereum to their own main chain. In this case here, yeah, it's dead before, it's still dead now. Why would people FOMO into it and buy it like crazy the moment it drops on? Very hard to say. B. Simpson says, and for some reason, a lot of people are hype about 2.0. The reason people are hype is because that's the only thing they can think of right now that might actually give Luna some value. Right now, there's absolutely no value to Luna anymore because people hate it to the fullest. That might actually kind of revamp it a little bit because, well, it's a new thing. It's a new project. It's a new game. So it's like a new crypto. It's like Luna died, and now they're creating a new crypto with a completely new ecosystem, everything like that. Bernard says, wild comparison. Would you say Luna is better positioned than Shiba Inu right now? Yes. Right now, Luna is in a better position because they're going to go for such a big upgrade / change in the real near future. That it's a better position, sure. It is not necessarily a better overall. It's still as gambly, if you guys get my drift. Will old Luna be active? Old Luna will be called Luna Classic and will be absolutely worthless for as much as I understand. You can compare it to a lot of different things, but nothing of the sort that you guys really know because nobody really cares about the old chain. It's like an old game. Let's say I gave you guys the analogy before, right? Let's say you have a game and there's like a version 2 of it. Some people will really play the old game for sure, but it depends on what the new game is. If the new game is just the old game, but then better, there's only going to be people who like really want to hold dear to the previous one. But if there's no more development happening, if there's only a core community of people who just don't want to give up, but there's nothing happening to it anymore, right? So you can add and build on the old version, sure, if you want to. And there'll be some value, but it will generally speaking just kind of go down. User base will keep going down. Excitement will really go down because there's nothing happening to it anymore. So yeah. Room says, I'd rather just hold my small bag of safe moon than buy Luna. Okay, that's definitely not my my preferred choice, but all right. How's Life says, UST will be able to attract users, e.g. Anchor, unless they shut down Anchor. Well, I mean, UST failed. I still have all my UST and Anchor, to be honest with you. It's still, a lot of money in there. Because I'm thinking maybe the whole Luna redistribution plan 2.0 is meant to just rake in money for these guys to save the previous holders or something like that. But maybe, I'm honestly thinking, it's just wishful thinking that I have. But, you never know. Martini guy is so outspoken about Do Kwon. He keeps saying, Do Kwon is a scammer! Do Kwon is a thief! Do Kwon should go to jail! And I'm like really chill saying, I'm really not sure if the guy exit scammed all of us. If he really was sitting there like with his hands like, yeah, let's take these people's money. Or if it was a little bit more along the lines of, like, he was just really wishfully thinking. He was thinking it was going to go amazing. It just failed. So he'll come in with the £2 saying, please check the link I've been sending. I don't really see links in the chat, my friend. I think links are by definition blocked on this, so I'm not sure what you're talking about. I've not seen any message from you regarding a link. Let me check. So Heel says, check the link. No, I don't see any link, my friend. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Not sure what you're talking about, my buddy. There was something else I wanted to do and now I forgot. Oh, yeah. I should actually tell you guys this. So, let me actually see. Let me actually see. This is very important. Very important. Very important. Very important. Let's check this out. So, before, and I told you guys about this before, right? Let's check this out. So, before, over on KuCoin, you could actually, still whenever you were to go to derivatives, actually trade Luna with leverage. But I'm wondering what button to press. I think it's right here. Let's see. It's going to be a little bit slow to load because that's, sometimes my KuCoin is a little bit slow on my computer. So a lot of the things to load. And you guys know this, the freaking thermal throttle on MacBook is awful. But as far as I understand, you can actually still trade leverage here. You guys said so. Yeah, look at that. So, little fun fact, guys. If you've not made an account over on KuCoin yet, check out the link down below because there's a couple of you guys that will get a bonus. All right? I think a couple people still will get 25 XRP the moment they make an account and deposit once, I believe. 20 or 25 XRP for absolutely free if you use the link down below. I think there's a link down below, right? I assume so. If there's not, let me know. But yeah, the fact you can actually trade Luna on here with leverage is actually a really big deal. Because I'm honestly thinking maybe we should set up for a nice juicy trade over the next couple of days. Because, well, honestly, the way I'm thinking about it is this, guys. What if we actually go for a long, just honestly thinking, right? What if we go for a long position right now with a very small amount of money? If we lose, it is what it is, right? But if we win and the price does go up over the next couple of days as the proposal gets closer over the next entire week, it might actually be really worth it to just try open up a long position right now and, stick with it for the next week and see what happens. Because only 5 times leverage is possible anyway, right? Because what if the price actually does go on a crazy pump for it? So he says, can you see that? Nobody sees a link, my friend. Even if you put spaces, nobody sees this. Links don't show up in the YouTube chat box. Room says to keep buy or to Tobo keep buying because there's trillions more to be bought. But the thing about the buying thing, right? I honestly think the whole Luna 2.0 is only meant to make people hold on to Luna still and keep buying. Carl says, who bought 1.8 trillion Luna in one buy yesterday for 211 million? Why would they do that? I have not seen that. Do you have any context? If you have any proof of that, let me know. I'll make a video about it then. I'll do some research first. But I didn't know. At the end of the day, it could be a buyback from any one of these bigger funds helping out the foundation. It could have been them, buying it back themselves because 211 million is a lot of money, but not that much for trying. Then again, since it did not help the price whatsoever, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So, because then they spent 211 million and the price did not go up at all. Maybe it was an individual investor because 1.8 trillion. How do you actually buy 1.8 trillion OTC? Even then, no company has 1.8 trillion. No company has 25% of the supply like that. So I'm not so sure exactly how you got to that information, but maybe it is true. I just don't know to confirm it. I can't tell you. King says, is the same plan where tokens will be locked in for 3 to 5 years? Sorry, I missed the star. I mean, yeah, but no. They changed it up a little bit. So the amount of tokens you get at the start have now changed, and how long it will take for you to get the full amount has changed. So our previous little spreadsheet is now falsified, but I might make a video explaining exactly how much you get when now, and how it works. The only thing I still don't know is exactly how much Luna the TFL had pre-attack. That will still be a really, really big change to everything. But yeah. Yeah, that'll be a really big change, though. I mean, right now the TFL has 290 million Luna. But before, I'm not sure if they had 290 million or just like 5 million or 10 million or what. Right? Or just 100 million. I'm not sure. Room says Novogratz was shitting all over XRP and chilling Luna. Now he's nowhere to be heard on Luna Karma. He actually did talk about Luna just now. He did talk about Luna. The only thing we don't know is if he lost money on it or not. That part they're not telling us. That's the only thing I'm really excited about as well, though. I'm really wondering if Mike Novogratz lost money on that because we were reading about Pantera Capital and stuff, right? A lot of you guys were pointing that out. The thing I said is they invested in one of the seed rounds and just sold over time, so it's not the same as somebody selling just before the big dip or so. Still, a lot of you guys were pointing that out. Let's see what you guys are saying. Maybe Novogratz did the same. Novogratz had 400 million to Luna, as far as I know. Yeah, we read that, but how much did he lose on that? We know he lost $300 million over the quarter, but did he make a lot of money on it? Did he lose some money on it, or how? I mean, if he got the tattoo and he still made off with $100 million, I mean, it's still worth it for him, So people are laughing in his face, but I mean, Rodrigo says, who can I sue if I lost all my life savings in Luna? Well, I mean, you can probably just cry in a corner, I guess. I'm not really sure who you can sue. Because trying to sue Do Kwon, I think you're going to be after standing in line. There's probably 1,000 people trying to sue him. But at the end of the day, it's like we don't know exactly whose fault it is or whose mistake. There's police investigations, but I'm not sure it's actually a civil thing. I'm not sure it will come to a civil suit, specifically because it's like Singapore. I think the rules are pretty protective over there for these businesses. So you can kind of like sue his business, but then the majority of it was like his Korean business, which is now disbanded. So then you can sue his Singaporean business, but then I'm thinking, well, what exactly can you tell that they've done? Poor practices? Yeah, but maybe that's not the case, Maybe they literally just got dumped on, and it was not a Ponzi scheme, but it was just stupid design. But that's a business flaw, so you can't necessarily sue him for just, for you investing into something that was clearly flawed technology or a flawed idea. If you should have actually done your due diligence better to understand that it was just a stupid investment, because he might have not known better either, if you guys get my drift. King Iffy says, this was all a setup. I read BlackRock bought UST and dumped just before. We can talk about it, but we don't know. I talked before about the tinfoil hat theories. It's like we could talk about an hour about what could have happened, what could have transpired, but it's hard to say which of these parts actually took place. By the way, I saw this article just now about the whole... there's a couple interesting ones. First of all, Terra's Do Kwon investigated for running a Ponzi. So, again, if you're trying to sue somebody, Korean prosecutors are reportedly weighing whether they could make a Ponzi scheme fraud case against Do Kwon. I'll also tweet this out. Maybe I should. I have a lot of cool tweets to make, actually. But yeah, this could be interesting. I think a lot of you guys would be really happy if that were to happen. A Ponzi scheme. Yeah, it's kind of funny though. If something kind of comes off of that, can I say it's funny? Maybe not, but it's interesting to see how this is going on. Wait a minute. Mario says, I'm glad I didn't have any money in crypto before this mess. Oh, so you really needed to crypto then, huh? Carl says, I sent you DM on Twitter. I'll take a look later then. Rodrigo says, at least I didn't tattoo Luna as some crazy for Safe Moon. Yeah, some people are crazy like that. And Room says, utility coins will dominate. Again, that's what I always keep saying as well. If we have to go for anything longer term, it's best to buy things that will last, most likely. Kryptonite says, did you see the video where Doe said he would just flick the switch and disappear? No, I didn't see that. Send it to me. Send it to me over on Twitter. I'll check it out. I think that's really interesting. Put? My portfolio is under half now. Man, it is what it is, you know? Okay, so the other article regarding Terra was this one. Will Terra sell its $92 million avalanche holdings? Avalanche cleared the air over the $92 million worth of AVAX tokens held by Terraform Labs and a Luna Foundation guard. Blockchain said it does not believe Terra will sell its holdings of the tokens and that it is willing to assist in any AVAX sales. The holding represents a small chunk of the AVAX supply and could cause chaos in its prices if dumped. The LG holds about 2 million tokens, while Terraform Labs has about 1 million tokens, Avalanche said. The Terra Luna collapse has left many investors clueless about its future. However, Do Kwon has had introduced some plans to revive its chain. So they have about 3 million AVAX tokens, which is about 0.5% of the total AVAX volume. That's not so much. It's actually really little. It added that Terraform Labs acquired around 1.09 million AVAX and locked them up for a year. Oh, so they're not even available to be dumped. It further added the LFG purchasers an additional 2 million AVAX in a bid to use them for the reserve pool. The amount is calculated to be 1% of Avalanche's last week generated volume. Meanwhile, AVAX looks hopeless here, as LFG hasn't revealed any plans to utilize holding AVAX tokens amid the proposed chain fork. Yeah. Recently, Terra disclosed that LFG is still holding almost 2 million AVAX with 1.8 billion UST and 221 million Luna. Avalanche mentioned that they are ready to work with a sensible trading strategy if any sales of the token is required. Very, very difficult. Terra had added $200 million worth of AVAX to its reserves earlier this year. However, the plan to build a $10 billion reserve wasn't enough to protect the Luna and UST tokens from the historic drop. AVAX token is trading at an average price of $30 at the press time. It registered a jump of over 4% in the last 24 hours, but it's down about 60% since they bought it. Yeah. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. It's the sad world about crypto, right? I've seen that video too, yet before it was a playback from an older video before the crash. I said before, guys, that at the end of the day, we should be happy with the fact that he didn't just leave us all, if you guys get my drift. I talked before about how, you can see as many negative parts as you want, but the fact that he's still here and he's still showing up and still coming up with some ideas shows even though you might think he's very much flawed, he's still at least some part of a man, at least, I think, personally. The fact that he's not completely gone shows he's at least some sort of a man, in my opinion. I think a lot of these guys would have just gone ahead and just let everything go, if you guys get my drift. They would just quit or press quit on everything and just close the internet browser, move to freaking, I don't know, what as a place and just be gone. And the fact that he didn't, that he's still here, I don't know, gives me some sort of hope for the fact that he's trying to actually help people with their money back. Obviously, it could just be because he doesn't want to go to jail or doesn't want to be a fugitive forever, and he's maybe just finding a sort of way out. Then again, I can't say that's a negative thing. Yeah, I can't say that's a negative thing or anything like that. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you press that button for more of these streams every day. Little side note. All right, you don't have to, but I'm just saying if you enjoy these live streams. Coffeezilla made a video about Do Kwon. Luna said he had a Armageddon button. If something went wrong, he would just dip. That's really dumb to make. Why would you say that? Or was it a joke, maybe? Maybe he took the joke out of context? Was it real? Because that's scary if he did say that, you know? Because at the end of the day, he's still here, you know? So the fact that he said that before then has not really that much relevance. The fact that he's still here proves that that's not the case. So we might say, well, only if it gets too hot on his feet, but this is like the worst scenario. This is like a worst case scenario by far. What happened just now, right? You guys can't really think of many other scenarios in which things would have been worse. At least I can't really think of many. This is like the worst case scenario. Good day from Australia. What's up, Major? I think he's tying, but above listening. Sahil says, dude, says no one is seeing my link. Scroll down on the comments on the proposal plan. You'll be able to see the link to work out how much we get on that sheet. I'm going to stop now because no one's looking. Yeah, it's hard to see, Sahil. It's hard to see. All right, you're saying go to the proposal and scroll down a little bit. All right, let's check it out. Did this fat man actually say something? No, he just said reserve this spot for applying after reading. Did anything happen there? Let's see. Did Fat Man say anything? I'm following Fat Man on Twitter right now. He has a couple of really interesting insights. We might cover some of that stuff later. Tiered repayment airdrop. This is on different votes, I guess, huh? Right before Do Kwon's Revival Plan 2.0, the Twitter of Luna Foundation Guard posted this. The foundation is looking to use its remaining assets to compensate remaining users of UST, smallest holders first. We are still debating, though, various distribution methods and whatnot. My question is the plan still valid after Do Kwon's plan for Luna 2.0? That's a good question. Very interesting. I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Maybe this one is the one you meant from Emanuele? Emanuele? Might be so. I'm not so, you know, I'll have to check exactly how it works. I just don't know. Also, yeah. There's so many ideas, so many proposals, so many everything, right? It's like people are putting their effort really like crazy to think of all these different ideas, and it's just getting ignored. And again, it's so hard to do anything on a grander scale, right? I mean, I can easily just come and say, you know what, like, oh, but they should just go for this or go for that. You know how big of a problem this is? This is so many billions of dollars. I can think of stuff and I can put up stuff. Doesn't mean it will actually have an effect. You know, we talked about a really good plan to save Luna. Again, the plan is actually still out there. But you know how many hardships there come to look with all this? I think even one thing that they could do is give people the money back. Like, let's say, for example, we talked before about how they should make people 100% whole. I think even people would be very much satisfied with being 80% whole. To lose 20% of whatever money you put in, not many people really care for that. It's about losing. If you only get 30% of the money back, it doesn't feel that nice. I'm completely fine, for example, with any investment. If I lose 20%, I'm never really butthurt whatsoever. I guess 25% as well. But 20%, I don't think many people are hurt over at all. You know, it's only if you lose more than, I would say, 40% that it's like, ooh, that's a big hit. And I'm already accepting that I lost everything, you know, which is also, I guess, a thing I have to just accept. But, yeah, all these options are hard. You know, all these options are hard. People are saying just burn, just burn, just burn. Even burning is not the easiest solution, man. It's kind of hard. All these things are hard. But yeah, I think we've covered our newest update for right now. I don't think people are going to be too happy with this. I don't think Do Kwon is going to be the most loved cryptopreneur for the next year. Definitely don't think he'll win the 2022 award. Support says 80% no way, the money is long gone, dude. My friend, there's a lot of possibilities. For any option, there is something to be said about that. 80% is not actually that crazy. I'm not sure how much money that would cost. $1 billion, 1.5 billion or so, something like that. Because you got to think about it, right? We're talking about the smallest wallets with less than, let's say, wallets with less than $250,000 in that, right? Something like that. They explained before. I think 250,000 is a good cutoff point. If you pay those back 80% on all those, I'm not sure how much it's going to cost. I don't think it's going to be more than $1.5 billion or so. Still a lot of money, and it's not what they have available right now. But there's some plans out there that can actually make that work. If you guys get my drift. Wait, I'm 1 year into crypto. I lost three. What? You lost three seconds of your money. You lost 3 halves of the money you have. All right, fair enough. Did you hear about the other coins that died the other day, Dusty? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Forking never created value even close to the original coin. I disagree with that as well. Forking can surely create value depending on what the reason was behind the fork. But if you're talking about creating value as in there was no value before and now it's supposed to have value all of a sudden, no. But it can help out with increasing the value over time. So for example, if going from Ethereum to your main chain, if we consider that fork to just be for the purpose of having more value, I mean, there's some logic to be said about it. Where right now, for example, you're a lot more scalable. For example, they can have more. It can create more value now. It's just like it's not going to all of a sudden have value. Period. From nothing. If you guys can imagine, if it's dead, it's not going to all of a sudden be alive. It could just be quote unquote better, in my opinion. Whatever. So D says, sorry, I still believe that we can sitting like this for a bit more. Definitely the rest of this month. We'll see what Do Kwon, the crazy guy, does in the near term, and we shall then pick the pace and then see from there. All right. As at this point, though, I'm not really liking the update too much, but hey, you know what? Do Kwon's gonna be Do Kwon. yeah. I'm not sure why people are. Shane says people seem to be referring to the crash as an attack now. If that's the case, would there not have been some sort of insurance in place? That's actually really funny that you say that, Shane. I actually see that because they actually themselves call it an attack on UST as well. That's kind of funny. I wonder who they think attacked them. And insurances, crypto, you could have insured yourself, by the way. You could have insured yourself for about at like 2% APY or 3% APY, I think. I didn't know. I actually didn't really think about it. But yeah, it was actually a lot of people, not a lot actually, but 2 people I spoke to, they actually went through it. I'm not sure if they got the money back, but I guess so, right? Because they did go through insurance for it. They think it was Circle and BlackRock. I understand. No, yeah, they thought it was BlackRock and that invested in Circle and the other one, Citadel. But there's a couple other ones. They think it's Sam Bankman-Fried. But this can go on for a little while. There's so many connections. There's so many like tinfoil hat parts. Circle's behind USDC, obviously, right? USD Circle. Tether is Bitfinex. Bitfinex? Tether? Bitfinex? Oh, something's to mess up my bits right there at the exchanges. Kabatai says, what will happen to investors that bought Luna after the crash? You'll get a new part in the new ecosystem. I talked about that before, right? It's also just, it's represented in there. The numbers have changed a little bit, but I think the majority of people will now get a 30% at the start, which will have a lot of liquidity, which will make some pump and dumps. This is a crazy volume. Maybe they did this to make sure that there's actually some volume at the get-go. But I'm thinking if those people get such big unlocks, they're just going to sell it. And the first initial, will just be really crazy. And afterwards, it will be down and stupid for the next 6 months with no activity really, because there's not really any unlocks. And after 6 months, it's going to be crazy dumps because everybody's going to get their tokens again. And after 1 year, there's going to be crazy dumps, right? But 19% of the holders will not understand this. They don't care, nor will they know how vesting schedules actually work. For Solana, for Algorand, all those crypto projects, there's institutions who get money unlocked. So you buying it, people are selling it on top of your ass. Desu, these are other coins that are dropping and suffering. Dex Sport, you mean? Man, so many coins are shitty right now, man. I mean, it's the crypto space. A lot of coins are shitty all the time. All right, guys, but I'm going to end the stream for right now, man. All right, we talked before about what we want to talk about. I'll get you guys an update a little bit later today. If you don't have an account on KuCoin yet, make sure you check it out. All right, a link is down below. You can actually trade Luna with leverage on there. Be careful with leverage, you guys understand, but check it out at least. It's worth a try, maybe you like it. All right, so link for that is going to be down below. Hopefully, you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today, everybody. All right, so cheers, and just stop by later today, and I'll most likely have a couple other videos on there. So.